Get these things hammered out, figured out now. Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. Some important things that we need to be on top of now. This is mainly oriented towards groups, mutual assistance groups, team, tribe, crew, family, neighborhood, whatever the case, whatever it may be, whatever you want to call it. What are these things? You can get together and train, you can get together and go over skills, CPR training, first aid training, trauma care, knitting, canning, all these things. Great, 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 great. But do you have the ability to, if you're going to be a group, what's the point of being a group if you can't meet up? Do you have a comm plan in place? That's a communication plan. Do you know how you're going to get a hold of each other when it goes down? Oh, I'm just going to call my cell phone. Well, what happens if it's an EMP and your cell phone's down? Or somebody turns the cell grid off, or it's a power outage and there's no cell grid. There's a lot of things that can affect a cell grid. Texting, same thing. Email, same thing. Easy to take down. Do you have FRS, GMRS radios? Do you have ham radios? Do you have them in Faraday cages? Do you have frequencies set up with your group, primary, alternate, tertiary frequencies to be able to contact your group? Even if you don't have a ham license, you need to know those frequencies, and you can monitor them now without a license. If you want to, if it goes down, it's total without rule of law, collapse, everything like that. Personal decision whether you want to key that mic and talk into it. Technically illegal, but if you're in a situation, total collapse, total chaos, you have to be able to communicate. I'm not telling you to break the law, not advocating for that whatsoever. What about note drops? Waterproof container, notebook, pen in there, hidden in different locations. Maybe your rally points, your meetup points, which we'll talk about those also. Then, first one there, you can write a little note saying, hey, continued on to rally point or RP Bravo. RPB you just can put. Simple. If anybody else finds it, they don't even know what you're talking about. They don't even know where that's at. Or you could say RPB, compromised, continuing RPC, Rally Point Charlie, or whatever. Whatever code, whatever situation you guys get together, but you have to have a comm plan. You have to have carrier pigeons to carry notes to each other. Kidding. But you have to have alternate forms of communication. It is important. What about string and field radio lines to each of your houses? Usually not possible. But if your group is the 4 houses right around you, that's awesome because you're all right there. But then again, you're also limited because you may not have somebody else's house to go to. It's a little safer. But you could technically do that in that situation. Think about alternate forms of communication. You got to have it. Okay, like I mentioned, rally points. How are you going to meet up? Do you have a plan to meet up? Wargaming also, in your minds, tabletop discussion of if this happens, we're going to do this. That's a part of your SOPs, standard operating procedures. Do you have places to meet up? These are called rally points. And bug out locations. Those are different. Bug out location is like the end point. Rally point would be like, okay, our neighborhood, our houses are compromised and untenable. So we need to go to this place and meet up, gather up, and then convoy out to a bug out location. That's a rally point. You need to have these established now. There's no point in having a group if you can't communicate with each other and you can't meet up with each other. It's useless, right? You need to know where each other live. Also, of course, that's why the vetting process is important. That trust, building those relationships so that we can go rescue so-and-so. If they communicate to us, hey, I need rescuing, whatever the situation may be. All right, gear up, guys, let's go. Jump in the truck, couple trucks, whatever, go bring them and their family in. Or if we stray on the side of the road, whatever it may be. You have to have a comm plan. You have to have meetup locations. Where should these meetup locations be? Could it be your buddy's house? Possibly, depending on the situation. Could it be a church? Possibly, depending on the situation. It can be almost anywhere, depending on the situation. The more rural, the more remote, the less eyes that are seeing you meet up, the better. That's a good point. Staying on the down low. You don't want to be driving around, full camo, kit, military vehicles, all this stuff like that. Keep it gray, because you don't want people to even notice what you're doing. You just want to be able to drive. That's why convoy, you don't just drive lined up so it looks like, oh, hey, there's 8 vehicles driving and they're definitely together. Spread out a little bit. Point man, tail man, middle group. I mean, that's a whole separate topic. But you got to have these things hammered out now. You got to have plans in place. SOPs are great. Takes time. You got to meet in person. You got to do your training, your skill sets, working on skills, stuff like that. But you also need time to sit and talk. That's why it's good if you have a group, have your training sessions, twice a month, whatever, on a certain night or certain day, but then also have once a month, once on the off weeks maybe, if you guys are really into it and you got people involved and they got the time, have a family barbecue. Kids can run around, play together. The adults can sit, maybe some of the older children, talk about things, discuss things. Where do we stand on these issues? What do we think about if this happens? Wargaming is very important because it helps you identify what the threats are, what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and how to go about mitigating these things and or increasing these things. Hammering out all this stuff is probably more important than teaching that next person how to can. Whereas that is a vital skill, yes. But if you have a group and you can't communicate and you can't meet up, you don't have a group. Sorry. Groups are important. Talked about that many times here on this channel. Oh, by the way, if you guys enjoy the content here, please subscribe. Please hit the like button, that little thumbs up thing. Please ring the notification bell if you subscribe. Hit all. That helps with the algorithm. Share the videos and comment. You guys have awesome comments. I want to apologize. So busy. I'm trying to keep up on the comments, but I've been way less effective at that recently than I have been in the past. But I'm trying. I'm not ignoring you guys on purpose. Okay, on with the topic. Rally points. Okay, so how many rally points do you need? And where should they be? It depends on where you live, what the situation is, how rural are you, how urban are you, and where things are. But you need to have rally points. You need to have at least Alpha, Bravo, Charlie. And then they need to be in different directions. Like say, Rally Alpha's over there. Rally Bravo's over there. Rally Charlie's over there. So that depending on what is happening, the dynamic situation, what is happening somewhere, maybe stuff's happening over there, so we got to go over there. What if something's happening over there, so we got these two choices? Well, then you just got to decide which one is best. And then, in the same direction, have a backup rally point for each of those. So you need 6 rally points minimum. And you don't have to have like a bunch of supplies there. You don't have to have caches there. You can have caches other places. That's a whole separate topic also. But you need to have locations. It could be a parking lot. Something very simple to come up with. Just drive around with your group, meet up, and establish these positions. So everybody, every adult at least, and every maybe older child in the group knows exactly where these locations are. In these locations, though, like I said, it's really good to have a waterproof container with a notebook and pen to be able to communicate. So, depending on the situation is where you can keep that. Is that viable or not? It may not be viable if you're in an urban setting and the rally point's in an urban setting. But these are things, please start hammering these things out now. Yeah, the convoy tactics, the security, the going and getting people, all that kind of stuff, we talk about on Patreon. Links in the description below if you want to check it out. Hundreds and hundreds of videos. It's $1 a month minimum. If you want to pay more, great. And all you subscribers out there. I really, Really appreciate you guys. Seriously. I do this channel because I want to empower people. I want more people to be prepared. Because like I said in the past in other videos, the more people that are prepared, the fewer people coming for my stuff and for your stuff. That's very important. I want to uplift and empower people. Anyway, I think it's pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of other side topics I could go into split off of this, but I don't like making my videos too long. For one thing, I have rural, high-speed internet that sucks, and it takes a long time to upload these videos for you guys. But remember, prepping is living insurance, and keep at it. Slowly, a little bit at a time, but try to start speeding it up now. Organize yourself, get yourself ready to go, analyze your situation. Always be analyzing your situation. How can you better your situation? Have a wonderful day, and blessings to you and yours.